Hello and welcome to another review. Now, I'm wearing a Joker shirt and I always try to get my shirts to match the books I'm reviewing. So I'll be reviewing this book here, Batman the Man Who Laughs, by Ed Brubaker, Doug Mahnke and Paul Zurcher. Batman the Man Who Laughs. Now, this trade paperback actually has two stories in. Now, the first story is The Man Who Laughs. It's the premise of it's simple. The first meeting between Batman and the Joker. And I actually really like this, especially it's one of the explorations into Batman, because Batman was always expecting to fight mobs, street gangsters, corrupt politicians, He never expected to fight something as bizarre and crazy as the Joker. And he even says, wait, this was never part of the plan. I never expected anything like this. And at the same time, the world's changing for Commissioner Gordon, who's like, wow, the world's changing. There's a guy who flies in Metropolis. There's this guy who runs really fast. And I got some guy dressed up as a bat here, So you've got that going on. Basically, the premise is a Joker appears, and he does it very publicly. He appears in the media. He hijacks those, when they're shooting live, and says he's going to kill people. And the media, I think, name him the Joker. And he says he's going to kill this person on this day and at this time, and does it. And there's all that protection for that. And it deals with that. And parts of it sort of like confirms what happened at the Killing Joke as well. But overall, it's about Batman trying to figure out how the Joker works. Because remember, he's a great detective. But at the same time, he didn't train himself for the Joker. So it's Batman changing, trying to think the way Joker thinks. He's not fighting a normal guy who can use logic, Like, he's fighting someone absolutely crazy. So that's the main thing, over here. I really love this book. I really love this story, the first story in this book, and I really liked it. I mean, like, I think it was an interesting concept, and I think very well told. I mean, like, I really liked it. The first meeting of Batman and Joker. I really liked it. Now, the second book, oh, by the way, for the first book, the art was done by Doug Mahnke and was written by Ed Brubaker. Sorry, the first story arc in this book was written by Ed Brubaker and art was by Doug Mahnke. And now the second story arc in this book is written by Ed Brubaker again and art by Patrick Zurcher. The second story is called Made of Wood. I actually preferred this second story than the first story. Because it has the old school Green Lantern in. I always like when one of those old Golden Age guys come. So basically, a sort of cold case remains from back in the day of Alan Scott. Because what you have to know about Alan Scott, the original Green Lantern, is he used to be a big honcho, like a big superhero for Gotham. And there's a statue from him in Gotham. And what happens is his weakness was wood, and all these, like, this dead person appears, and he's got Made of Wood written on his chest. And so Batman starts thinking, well, it has to do something with Alan Scott. I mean, like, the dead body in front of the statue has to do something with Alan Scott, and stuff unravels from there. I like this more because I actually thought I like it when the Golden Age guys come, So, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, I prefer everyone. I prefer any Silver Age guy over any Golden Age guy. Most Silver Age people over most Golden Age people. But it's always fun to have the Golden Ages because they're old school in the sense, So yeah, I mean, like, it was a fun book. I mean, like, I really liked both story arcs, I say definitely check that out. I mean, like, you have two stories, right? Two stories in one book, You got a brilliant first Batman meeting the Joker book, and you got a brilliant team arc, basically, of Batman and the original Green Lantern. So you got two story arcs in one book, two stories in one book. It's really, really good. I mean, like, again, you don't need to know anything of continuity to pick this up. All you have to do is pick it up from the shelves and say, yeah. I mean, like, okay, you might need to know a bit that there was a Green Lantern before Hal Jordan and there was the original Green Lantern, but I think it's self-explanatory. I mean, I really like this. Check it out. Batman, the Man Who Laughs. Brilliant. Both stories written by Ed Brubaker, so definitely check that one out. This one out, I loved it. Two stories in it, two very good stories. So hope you enjoyed this review.